Good morning, everyone. We are live. More rambling on. I think I should change my channel to Rambling Bug. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't even know why I'm working on this channel. I don't have a clue. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new to all of this, but I'm trying. I've done stuff last year. Hopefully, I could do more this year. So far, it's not panning out to be. But I wanted to come on for just a few seconds, or maybe a half hour. Um, I'm thinking about changing my channel again, the name. Because apparently no, it's not clicking on anybody. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everybody that follows me on Facebook to come over to YouTube and follow me there, because I would like eventually sometime this year basically close out of Facebook. um I think I've touched base. I don't know if it was here or on Facebook, but I'm going to touch basics on it. I do pay for the premium on YouTube because I watch a lot of YouTube creators and a lot of YouTube stuff. So I pay for it so I don't have to watch the commercials. You know, it's not that many commercials, anyways. But the one thing nice on my other account at capital FLS, which has now 34, it's been what, a couple weeks now. I'm up to 34 subscribers on that channel. This one's only 16, and I've had this one longer. I don't know why, but it is. So let's let's go back to Facebook. I don't like it. Let me open up my Facebook on my phone. So here's my Facebook page. Okay. And I got it set as like a business, a creator, because what I read, it's better than when you're creating stuff on it. Okay. This is Lost and Found Pets in Nevada. Okay. I don't know where that came from, because I am not even, and this is what happens. I'm not even part of this group. And it shows up on my feed. Used to never have stuff like this. Four corners, yes. I hate having reels on the feed. You have it down at the bottom that you could click on reels and watch. And then you have suggested to you. Oops, wrong one. Main Street Cigars. Okay, that's spelling. Here we go. Suggested to you. Okay, I do some quilting. I like quilting. I love some of the woodworks. But Moo Moose ones, I keep hitting the wrong one. And then you have Instagram connected to your Facebook. Come on, people. Yes, I have an Instagram, but do I want them both connected? I always tell them no, no, no. And the next thing I know, it is connected. And then every once in a while, it'll pop up and I'll put something on my Facebook and it will put it on Instagram. And it's like, Instagram, I only use once in a great while. Not very often. Here we go. Ad. Just because Facebook knows I have a daiquiri and I post it every once in a while, and I follow their Facebook, we have one of these. We love it. But why would I want something like that? You know? The other day, this whole feed was nothing but ads. And I started clicking off the ads. I mean, it's like, here's one. Matt Dovenwick, snow in Hawaii. Why do I want that? Come on, people. I know I could go down to the very bottom, down here, to the very bottom.
You're going to learn which bobbin to use. Plastic.
And hit friends. And then I can scroll down and click on my friends. Used to be this was my feed. This and my groups. You don't even have a thing that says groups down here. And then you have Marketplace, which is, it says, for you. Stuff that you've looked at previously, or you accidentally click on it. And you scroll down, and you keep scrolling down. Let's see if I can find one. And you scroll down, and you're scrolling, and you're looking. And then all of a sudden okay, here's a windmill. And you're not paying attention. It's Temu. I paid attention this time. And you click on it because you might be interested in, okay, this is a used one. Maybe it's really good. Maybe it's in my area. No, this is another state away, 6 hours away, and it's on your For You, or you're not paying attention and it's another company. Facebook. People don't want you to do this. Okay? There's another way to do it. And I wouldn't mind so much hold on. I don't need that. I don't know. I couldn't get out of it. My phone's being weird. Okay. So, my biggest thing on Facebook is, and this is the way it should be. Okay. You open up Facebook. Okay. The first one on your feed might be an advertisement. Just like if you open up Yahoo Mail or Gmail, or I think Hotmail is the same way. You open those up to check your email, and there's a little advertisement unless you pay. Okay? That's the way Facebook should be. Okay? They can have a tab down at the bottom here that says advertisement or ads just for you. A lot of people would actually click on it and actually go through them. You can also, every so often, if someone, I know so actually, a lot of people. I outgrew my 2-bedroom house the day I moved in, but have no fear. A lot of people would like. My sister, she never really has the volume on too much or too loud on these reels. I can't get her to go over to TikTok at all. She'll do the reels here. And every once in a while, someone's scrolling. Put an ad in. You know, you don't have to fill someone's feed up all the time. Okay. So I'm done with that. I'm done with that rave. That rambling on. That pet peeve I have. Whatever you want. You know, I am so tired of looking at the. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The desert's beautiful. I got beautiful views of mountain ranges around here. Okay? I can, from this angle, I can actually look out and see lower mountain range, which I call hills because to me those are hills. And then you have a bigger mountain range behind it and it's full of snow. Okay, I have on 4 sides of me views like this. Okay. And I love the views. But I am really tired of dead plants. We go into the summer. Within the first 2 weeks, they start dying. So you go through the whole summer with dead plants. Fall comes, dead plants. Spring, winter, dead plants. That's 3 seasons of dead plants. Winter, you'll get a little bit of green. It's like they all come back to life or whatever. Just for a month or so. But everything is like dead. Dead, 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 dead. Okay, so we got dead plants. It drives me crazy. And I'm to a point where I'm about ready to tell my husband, I want to go see trees. We're less than I would say less than 45 minutes to a half, from a half hour to 45 minutes to find some trees. Some pine trees. The other trees, they're dead. They have no leaves. But, and we got up to 20, our low was 22, 21 here, where we're at right here. Even though they say Silver Springs would be in the 30s last night, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I do weather. This is a plug for an app. If you want the accurate weather in your area, go to Underground Weather. Okay. Click on the map. Scroll in. It'll pinpoint you. It will pinpoint you. Then you come over here. They're only several blocks away. Go away. They're only probably not even a half a mile away. You got 41, 45, and 41. Of course, the 45 you're not really going to do because 45 is probably under someone's eave, you know. And it'll balance out, you know. Instead of saying 41, it'll say 42 because it'll take the closest one and it'll average it out. So that makes it, you know, I always look at that one. Of course, I have the weather bug because the weather bug actually will tell me if we have any more than anything. There's no alerts. Oh, high surf in Oregon. Woo woo. So that's kind of what I have on my phone. Of course, I have the app, which I don't really use that much. That's for Apple on my phone. I do a lot on my other channel on my phone. And like I said, I'll show you this. This is my other channel. 34. I got 34. I know it's backwards, but 34 subscribers, 1.6K views, 27.1 hours. And yesterday, the little thing that I did yesterday has 4 likes and 40 views. The day before, it's 60 views and 10 likes. I'm averaging out 50 or above. Now I could go on here. Let's go. Click on here, switch, bring up mine, other channel. So I have 16 subscribers, 135 views, and 2.6 hours in the last 22 days. In the last 22 days, I have more watch time because it's over 26. So, but now if I go over here, do I have, let's see, does it tell me the last 65 days? Okay, the last 65 days, I only have 30 hours of watch time. I have about almost that on my other channel. And it's little shorts that I've been using IA to make little cartoons and put music to it. So I'm going to have to make some big changes on this one, and financial, I'm flat broke. I could never get into the financial end of any of it. Okay, so that's not going to help. You tell, I don't wear makeup. So why do I want to do a channel about makeup? And beauty and health. I'm overweight. I struggle with my weight up and down, up and down. I get frustrated because there's so much stuff out there. I've even went to the doctors, and the doctors have told me do this and this and this. I come back, well, you're not doing it. Here's the, I don't want to look at that. Here, my watch tells you I walk. You know, at the time I was walking anywhere from 6 to 10 miles a day, and she didn't want nothing. She wanted me to walk more. And I would keep track of everything I ate and all my calorie intake and all my fat intake, and I'd say, here. She goes, well, people can lie on writing it down. I've had too many doctors do that to me. I had a couple of them that told me that. And I even had my husband come in one time and say, she walks. She don't drive. She wants to go to the store. She'll walk to the store. She'll carry back the groceries. Because at the time I was. And the doctor didn't want to believe him. I had one doctor, he goes, I seen you walking the other day. And he was a very good doctor. And I go, oh, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I know basically where you live, and were you heading all the way out to Fred Meyer's? I said, yeah, I walked all the way to Fred Meyer's, I worked, and I walked all the way back. And that was basically almost 3 miles. Plus I walked probably another 5 to 6 miles at work. So he knew I walked, and him and I actually did some discussion about that, and he goes, there has been, and he goes, there has been studies done that your back of your family history has some traits in your genes of it. And we were talking, and he goes, so far you're not showing any being a diabetic or high cholesterol, a little bit on the high side, but with diet you bring it down. So we know diet works. And we started talking about it, and I go, yeah, I said, I have in my history, I have ranchers and dairy farmers. And he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And regular farmers on my dad's side. He grew up on the farm. But mainly, he goes, well, farmers, we talked about that. And I said, more like homesteaders, they grow what they need and maybe help out other families. I don't think they really sold much like to the stores or anything like that, but my great uncle was a rancher, and he did beef for stores. I said then he also helped out on when great great grandpa, I believe, or was it great grandpa? Well, anyways, had the dairy farm for the local stores. I said, so that's basically where it boils down to, and most of the time it's old/heart attacks at old age. And we talked about that. So he goes, I'm just letting you know, there's been studies done, and he did put it, he even showed me that he wrote it in the background of it with a little note, this might be genetic, I can't even say the word, but in basically breeding. People go, why do you use breeding for people? Well, we do breed. So, once him and I talked, it made more sense. And he always says, just try to make healthier choices. And that's what I've always tried. Try to keep up my walking and try to make more healthier choices. Like, I don't drink a lot of pop. Once in a great while I'll have pop. That's one of the things that have kind of learned through, because my mom died. My mom didn't die of diabetes. My grandpa did, and he drank a lot of pop. But he also had a virus that attacked his pancreas with the same, I think it was the same virus that attacked my aunt. But my mom died basically of a blood infection, because she wasn't taking care of herself, and she was diabetic, but she drank a lot of pop. And when she found out that, and I didn't realize how much pop she drank when we were younger. She basically hid it from us. She was like a popaholic. And when she, basically when she found out she was a diabetic, she went to diet, and she always had diet pop in, which is the worst thing for a diabetic. I have a friend that she'll drink pop, not on a regular basis, but more than me. But she doesn't drink the diet, and it helps her, with her, because if someone gives her a diet, even though some of the chemicals will make you have the RENs, or she's like me, some of the diet, like the Sweet and Low and the NutraSweet and some of the other stuff like that, which is all chemicals. I mean, why would you put chemicals in your body, if you don't have to? Even, was it Splenda? The little plant that's about, they showed the little leaves on it. In order for them to process that little leaf to get the sugar out of it, it's got to have some type of chemical to break it down. So you're actually doing chemicals. You're just better off to get like natural sugars. That's what she uses in her coffee, is like natural sugar. You could get them there. It's brown, and it's not confined or broken down to the white sugars. But yeah, sometimes her blood sugars go crazy, but she's pretty much got it under control by what she's doing. And yeah, my tea. What I do is I get 1 cup of coffee with half and half. No creamer. Creamer is now to a point where I get creamer and it's just sugar. It tastes really sweet. And it's like, I'd rather do half and half. A little bit, some half and half with my coffee, because my husband likes it really strong. 1 cup. And I'm thinking about taking that down to 0 coffee. Because in the morning when he's working, he empties our coffee. I have a not a French press. Well, I actually have a French press for like camping. This is actually like a peperator or popperator or whatever that you put on the stove, and it populates the coffee, but it makes the espresso. You pack it in, what is it? England, somewhere back in another country, they use them all the time, and he really likes that coffee. And since we're pretty much off grid, can't use a regular plug-in coffee pot or a Keurig, which, you think about it, Keurig is actually really bad because you're heating up 172? Don't quote me on it, but over 100. And those things are in a plastic cup, plastic little thing that pushes the coffee through. Okay. And you get the chemicals and everything from that plastic that the plastic's made out of. So you're actually drinking coffee plus that. So, so got him on this, and what he'll do, it's only a 2 cup. Because I didn't know how well he would like it. We've been talking about doing like buying a 4 cup one. But I'm thinking, why am I making coffee in the morning and he's taking the rest? I might as well cut my coffee down until I don't have to, so I don't get the coffee headache very bad. for all day. And just drink tea. Of course, now I've got tea, sweet tea. It's not really sweet because it's not really sweet. It's just a hint of sweetness in it, you know. So the bitter, sometimes in the morning, I don't like to taste the bitterness of tea or coffee. So put just a little bit of sugar in it just to sweeten it up, just a hair, you know. But I think this year, trying to eat right, trying to do more on our property this year, might change my channel um, name on this channel. And what else? Just eating better and maybe teaching you guys how to cook with a kitchen area that is that small. See it? It's just a sink and basically a stove. No countertops whatsoever. Actually, I have a thing to put on top of the sink. But what I find out with that thing, you put it there and you're chopping, or you get something out of the fridge and you have to wash it. And you have this thing with all this on top of the sink. And it's like, great. So you got to move everything off. And you got a hot pan there. It's like yesterday, Tim was looking at pre-made kitchen areas. And I looked at him, I go, no. Because I seen one. And I came over and he goes, you only rub my shoulders when you want to look at my phone what I'm doing. I go, no. I said, I came over here to do this. And I did what I needed to do. And I go, and I guess you don't want me to rub your shoulder anymore. And and I go, well, you know, I said, but you have kitchen stuff. What are you looking at? He goes, oh, little kitchens that we can automatically put in to a plate, to like our small tiny home, you know, tiny house. And I looked at him, I go, no. He looked at me, he kind of sat up a little bit. You know, he didn't jump, but he kind of sat up like this. I said, my kitchen is going to be my kitchen. And it is going to be done the way I want it done, and not the way that you want it done. I said, I don't need a big, huge kitchen, but I don't want a little kitchen like this. Because he's talked about when we get our little place to gutting out the cupboards in here, and maybe the shelves like this one out, and put in my kitchen. And I looked at him, I go, no, I don't want the stove. I want a bigger sink. This sink is actually really deep. I mean, it's small, but it's not shallow. It's really deep, so I don't mind it, you know. But I told him, I said, no, my kitchen is my kitchen. Who does most of the cooking around here? He's like, oh. So he just went out of that website and did something else. I said, yeah. I said, you're not going to pick out something and order it and think that it's going to be good for me. I already know what I want for my kitchen. I already told you what I want for my kitchen. Which, I don't mind the appliances being, you know, I already told them what kind of appliances I want. I said, I don't care if they're new. I don't care if they're used. You know, what type that I want. If they're new, I don't even care if they have a dent as long as they work. You know, because I'm getting too old to have stuff that's, you know, I've never had a new, well, I take it back. I did have a new stove. And new furniture. You know, the new stuff is so cheaply done. I've seen a lot of things that are made out of pallets that looks like a gorgeous, stuff. I can sew, get what I need and sew cushions and make it really comfortable and cozy for us, and everything. So you might see some DIYs, not for pallet stuff, but other things this year. Who knows? But getting back to this, so I'm not going to do finances, beauty and health. What's the other one? There's a couple of other ones that they recommend for Facebook. I mean, for not Facebook, for YouTube, to make the best money. And it's like, you know what? No. I'm not into that, and I don't see much of people doing that. I might show cooking on a small budget, on a healthier end, with a small tiny little kitchen, you know, because if I can cook in a tiny little kitchen, I know other people can cook. It's just figuring out the right way to cook, I guess. I don't know how you would say that, but see, it's past 30 minutes. I'm rambling on now, but I just wanted to come in and jump on this, even if I do this once a week, trying to figure out what I want to do with this channel. This way it stays active. So hopefully my hubby will be coming soon, because he should have been off 5 hours from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He might be back anywhere from now until 11, depending on what he's working is he's loading up the delivery trucks. So, and they do anywhere from a couple of hours up to 5 hours every morning. So we've been up since like 2:30, 2:30, because he left at 3. Yeah, 3 or a little bit after 3, because it takes him a little bit to get where he needs to be. And right now, even if it's a couple of hours and it's just for gas, it's something. So, but anyways, I'm going to close. You guys have a great day. And I will talk to you. I might go live tomorrow. I might go live the next day. Who knows?